You have media trashing all over the place. You know who else they're targeting? Devin Nunes. They're going after Devin Nunes. Now, you know why they're going after Devin Nunes? Because the Democrats and the media want to take him out. There's a guy, Ryan Lizza. He's a left-wing hack. He's a phony. He's a fraud. And he writes for Esquire. Esquire. Doesn't everybody get Esquire? Doesn't everybody get Esquire magazine? Up there with GQ, don't you know? And it's a story written at the Federalist website, an outstanding website with an outstanding writer there by the name of Molly Hemingway. Esquire's Ryan Lizza published a lengthy story alleging that Representative Devin Nunes has a, quote, politically explosive secret, unquote, that he's a hypocrite on immigration policy, and that when Lizza went to a small town in Iowa to blow open the conspiracy, he was met by odd townspeople who treated him poorly. Turns out that Nunes doesn't have a secret, that he's not a hypocrite on immigration policy, and that the Iowans Lizza met were wary of him slowly driving around town while children were at play because they discovered Lizza had recently been fired from his job for sexual misconduct. Oh, my goodness. He couldn't get on the Supreme Court, I don't think. Well, he could. He's a left-wing Democrat. Devin Nunes has a secret, the article begins. So what is this politically explosive secret? Must be a big one, right? Well, no. The secret isn't secret at all. And it's also entirely irrelevant. Nunes comes from a farming family in the San Joaquin Valley of California. He still has a lot of family in California who have farms and including the farm he grew up on. But, and you may want to sit down for this, Nunes' father sold his farming operation in California a few years back and bought a farm in Iowa. Yes, that's the politically explosive secret. That's the secret. Except it's not a secret. Lizza admits that Nunes' parents farmed in California till 2006, and that, quote, Devin's uncle Gerald still owns a dairy back in Tulare, California. In fact, the company farm referenced in various media outlets is still run by family members. Lizza may be unaware that Nunes' parents spent time in both Iowa and California and own property in both locations, although why any of this is relevant to Nunes is unclear. I wonder if they looked at his high school yearbook yet. I wonder if we should look at Nancy Pelosi's high school yearbook. Are we allowed to do that? Or Mazie Hirono. Can we look at her high school yearbook? Does she have one? The Fresno Bee, which is well known for its anti-Nunes crusades, has reported, aren't the media wonderful in this country? No, they're not. They suck. Has reported on both the Nunes' farms in Iowa and Nunes' farms in California. Just last August, it noted that Nunes sold his 5,000-acre cropping and custom farming operation in Tulare County before moving to Iowa. Nunes' uncle, Gerald, remains in charge of the Tulare County dairy operation previously run by Nunes' grandfather. No one is alleging that Nunes claimed to be running his own farm, even if MSNBC mocks him as a former dairy farmer. Lizza casually acknowledges that the secret, quote-unquote, has been written about locally, writing, quote, as far as I could tell until late August, neither Nunes nor the local California press that covers him had ever publicly mentioned that his family dairy is no longer in Tulare. You see, Lizza's theory is that no one mentioned it because it's part of an elaborate conspiracy of silence and an explosive secret. The alternate theory is that no one mentioned it because few normal people give a damn where the congressman's parents live. And it goes on. I wonder if he ever threw any ice cubes. I'm just wondering if he ever threw any ice cubes, because we now have standards. The media have standards. Now, they don't have standards for themselves, of course. Okay, let's see. There's some breaking news here, I see, Mr. Producer. The Capitol Hill police have elected a staffer on Capitol Hill who they arrested a Democrat staffer on Capitol Hill accused of releasing personal information on Republican lawmakers. So we'll be digging into this during the break. I wonder if he'll get the Medal of Freedom should a Democrat be elected president of the United States. You know they don't care. But we'll get the particulars. And you remember, this was in the meeting, we touched on it, that it gave out the names and addresses. But this is just sort of the institutionalized activity that's been taking place all along, isn't it? Chasing down members of Congress and members of the Trump administration. And now, of course, McConnell. Going after McConnell at the airport.